Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Financial Freedom course. This is a 7-part course that will allow you to understand money, the way that we make money, to have a better relationship with money, and ultimately what you can do to be financially free. What we will be talking about is the poverty mindset, debt and loans, budgeting and savings plan, investments, risk management and diversification, and multiple sources of income. All of these things will help you get a better idea as to where you are spending your money, where you can learn to cut back a bit, and ultimately what you can do with the cash that you have so that it grows. Many people deal with financial struggles and insecurities. A lot of people are born into poverty. They don't have that much money. They are born into a family that is living paycheck to paycheck and they are struggling. And it's very hard for them to get out of that because that is what they were raised into. They were born into that negative situation. So it's very hard for them to change their mindset to be out of that. They may also not be making enough money. With the prices of everything going up with inflation, the wages of people are not necessarily going up the same. Or there are people who have to work many jobs because they have family and kids to feed and they're not making enough money to get by. Or maybe they are spending money on frivolous things. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have any way of saving even a single dollar. They may even have debt. They may have loans, mortgages, bills, just all accumulating and getting to a point where all the money that they're working hard for is being spent on all of these things, and they're not able to have any sort of fun with the money or even save the money. They could also have improper money management. Perhaps they are buying things that they shouldn't be buying, spending money on frivolous things that are only hurting them. And this really cuts into the amount of money that they're actually earning because they're not actually putting that money to use. They're using it in improper ways that are not helping them. And perhaps they don't even know their income and expenses. Perhaps they don't even have a spreadsheet and they don't even keep track of how much money that they're making. They don't keep track of how much money that they're spending. They don't see where a lot of their money is going towards. They would be surprised to know maybe that cup of coffee that they've been getting is costing them a lot more than they think that it is. And they have no investments or growth. They have no way of putting any sort of money into any sort of investment or long-term account. It's not that they are unable to, it's that they're not educated about it. They don't know too much about it. And furthermore, they don't want to put money away. They want to use it right then and there. And that is a major problem and why people are struggling with all these financial issues. Money is important. Hard work equals money. When you're working hard at something, you will be rewarded with money. Money is essentially just the middleman. Instead of trading and bartering, you're exchanging money for goods and services. Money is essentially used in a way that you're not directly offering. You're offering some sort of service, you're doing some sort of work, and you're getting paid money in return for you to use that currency to also purchase and buy things from someone else. Back in the day, before money was really the main form of currency, it would be direct to consumer, essentially, where you would trade and barter, perhaps you were very, very good at growing crops. And maybe there was someone else who, had very, very good high quality like water system or were able to do certain tasks around the house. So they would trade those services. Now you essentially are working a different type of job. You're getting paid money and then you hire people and you pay them in some sort of money. So money is more of the middleman now. But it is very, very important. Is money the root of all evil? This is something that you will often hear a lot. Money is not the root of all evil, but it can be used for various negative purposes. When you don't have any money, does that mean that you have a bad life? Not necessarily. And if you have lots of money, does that mean that you have a good life? Again, not necessarily. Because the end goal is that when you don't have any sort of money, you could have an amazing life. You could have a very good quality life. You have people in your life that are very supportive of you, that are here for you, and you could you could live an amazing life. Or if you look at a lot of celebrities, they could literally retire and not have to worry about money ever again. But do they necessarily live a very good life? A lot of people with a lot of money will deal with a lot of mental health problems, a lot of negative issues in their life. So money would not bring you happiness. Money would not necessarily bring you sadness, but there is a middle ground there where if you don't have the essential money that you need in order to financially be stable, and you're living paycheck to paycheck and it's a struggle for you, that can bring you down. Money is often used for control and power. That is very true. It is also used for coercion. These are often done by the government. The government will pose rules and taxes upon you to take money from you, to strip you of power, to essentially steer your life in a way that you may not want it to go. A very good example of this is perhaps you would get fired from your job if you don't comply with something. And this particular thing that your employer wants you to comply with is something that goes against your belief system, whether that be your own personal beliefs or a religious belief. It goes against that. But you feel as though you have no choice but to comply. So you comply because you're being coerced, because you don't want to lose your job. You don't want to be financially unstable and not be able to feed your family. So money is used for control and power, because if you had all the money in the world, it would be so easy to just quit your job, not have to worry about it. But the unfortunate truth is, money is used for control and power. That is the unfortunate truth. But it can be used for good. Just because there is a lot of evil that can come from this power and that the government has over you with money, that doesn't mean that it can't be used for good, because absolutely it can be used for positive things. So where do you begin? Each person's starting point will be different. So as we talked about, when you're born into poverty, when you don't have that much money, there are plenty of people who will never be able to get out of that because they don't really know how. And then there are people who are born into the wealthiest life possible and they may never have to work a single day in their entire life. So everyone's starting point is different. Just because you don't have any money and are born into poverty doesn't mean you can get to a point where you can be financially free and stable, because of course you can. It would be harder work for you than someone who was born into a wealthy lifestyle, but you can do it. It's just your starting point is far behind. And it takes some time to catch up. It takes longer to catch up, but it is possible. The thing is also, you are not entitled to free money, such as government handouts or socialism or communism. These are things that simply do not work. Because when you're relying on someone else to give you money without any sort of work in return, you're basically saying you don't have to do anything for the money, that you are entitled to it. You're not entitled to a single penny from anyone else. You have to work hard. You must work hard if you want money, which is capitalism. If you want to get money, if you want to get ahead in life, you don't just sit around and do nothing. You have to be able to work hard to achieve that. Nothing in life is easy, and it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be hard so that there are obstacles in your way, so there are learning opportunities for you to have, so you can learn and grow. If you're unwilling to do those things, then you will not get ahead in life. You cannot expect someone else to just give you things for free. You have to be able to work hard for those things. The harder you work, the more you will be able to be financially free. You have to be able to take responsibility as well. Don't be blaming someone else for your financial downfalls when it is actually you who's not investing wisely, who's not spending your money wisely, who is not knowledgeable on how to actually properly use your money. Don't be blaming someone else for that. Instead, take responsibility and start to change. Start now, because when you start now, when you start today, you will begin to change your mindset and be able to live more free and be able to be more financially free. So the full course will be available to level 4 members. So be sure to become a member and gain access to the full course. And I know that it will be very helpful for you. So thank you so very much. And I look forward to helping you on your way to financial freedom.